It was very heated. Diane was saying he was all right. Tex was trying to get Diane to be quiet, and they they shoved each other, and Tex kind of pushed Diane out of the bedroom and closed the door.
A prior physical altercation, Tex-McIver allegedly pushing his wife Diane. Powerful testimony from Diane's best friend, Dani Jo Carter. Tex-McIver shot and killed Diane. He says it was an accident, but prosecutors say it was murder. Star witness Dani Jo Carter was in the SUV when the gunshot went off, and she finished her third day of testimony today. And today, the jury, yes, the jury got to ask her questions. The first thing they wanted to see again was the surveillance video of the SUV near the time of the shooting. Now, the video, as you can see, is a little grainy. So earlier tonight, Ron Jones, who's a former police officer, enhanced that video so we could get a better look at it.
So, Ron, what'd you do here? So what we're trying to do is reduce the brightness, increase the contrast, because you can't really see them in the vehicle there. So we're going to have to try to expand it, zoom into it digitally so we can get a clearer picture.
Wow.
Now that's the driver. What's her name again?
Dani Jo.
That's okay.
Dani Jo, and it looks like she's got two hands on the steering wheel.
Now, the jury also had 22 questions for Dani Jo, an amazing opportunity now to get inside the minds of the jurors. So I brought in my legal dream team, defense investigator Charles Middlestat and defense attorney Meg Strickler, to see if these questions are better for the prosecution or for the defense. Jurors had a bunch of questions for Dani Jo Carter today. I'm going to go through some of them. Tell me if it's better for the prosecution or the defense.
Have you ever been in a vehicle with Mr. McIver, other than the incident we've been talking to you about, in which he's asked for a gun to be handed to him?
No.
Definitely in the prosecution. This is all about Tex and him being gun happy.
With the defense, they were looking for some sort of pattern. They didn't get it.
You said Ford Expedition.
Right.
Do you know if it had a hands-free Bluetooth calling feature?
I don't know if it did.
Prosecution again. This is a great question to ask. That car is in this century. It would have it. Go to a nearer hospital.
I'm going to have to go with the prosecution. They're trying to understand why 911 was not called.
Do you know if it had a built-in navigation system?
No, I don't know that.
Same thing. Prosecution. They're showing that in this century, a car can call 911 and get to the nearest hospital, not Emory, 5 miles away.
I'm going to have to go with the prosecution. They're struggling to understand why they didn't go to the nearest hospital.
Did you hear Mr. McIver ever say to Ms. McIver while you were driving them to the hospital that what happened was an accident?
No.
Point for prosecution. No, because it wasn't an accident.
The defense, because it's very easily explained. I mean, these two individuals loved each other, and you wouldn't have to explain that it was an accident.
Explain to the jurors why you took from Mr. McIver the notes he was jotting down when he was asking you to tell him what you remembered about what happened in the car.
Because I knew that those were my thoughts.
Why is she writing notes? It just looks like collusion between the two. And she's writing notes. Who writes notes about what happened? You remember. This is a tragedy.
I think it's consistent with Tex being a lawyer, and he's just trying to memorialize as much as he can. It's a crisis situation, and so it's very difficult for me to read into that. But given that I'm a defense guy, I'm going to go with the defense on that.
Tell the jurors what you recall as to when you first learned about Mr. McIver's sleep disorder.
That seems like it was a couple of years ago.
I'm going to go with defense. This scores and corroborates what was said in opening.
That knowledge pre-existed the incident, so it clearly is a big point for the defense.
Had you ever seen Mr. McIver break down or cry in any situation ever before?
No.
Never seen him cry, never break down in a situation. Shows he's kind of cold-hearted. It goes to the prosecution.
We have seen him break down quite a bit. He has teared up numerous times throughout this trial, and I'm confident the jury has noticed that.
And you can catch up on the Tex-McIver trial at any time on 11alive.com. We're also streaming each day's proceedings live on our website and on our 11 Alive Facebook and YouTube pages.